You ever notice how money is always presented like it's the grand prize in the big carnival of life? Oh yeah, step right up, ladies and gentlemen, spin the wheel, toss the ring, shoot the little plastic ducks, and if you're lucky, you might just win the big one, money. Doesn't matter that the game is rigged, doesn't matter that the hoops are on fire and the darts are bent. You're told if you play hard enough, smile wide enough, keep your head down and your sleeves rolled up, one day, you'll win the big teddy bear. And what's the teddy bear shaped like? A giant dollar sign. That's right, you can cuddle your success every night until you realize it smells like sweat, grease, and credit card debt. But hey, you won, right? You finally got the prize, and the whole thing sold like it's exciting. They sell money to you like it's a brand new roller coaster. Hang on tight, folks, here comes the thrill of a lifetime. Stocks go up, stocks go down, interest rates swing around. Oh, who's gonna make it out alive? And everybody cheers like they just won a front row seat at a circus nobody wanted to attend. The best part is you never even noticed the ride was built on your own dime. You bought the ticket, you strapped yourself in, and the operator's the guy who already owns the carnival. But you still wave your arms in the air like a lunatic, shouting, "Oh, look at me, Ma! I'm chasing the dream!" The illusion is so good they don't even need to convince you it's fun. People line up voluntarily. You don't have to drag anyone. You don't have to bribe them. Just hang a dollar bill in the window and watch them stampede like shoppers at a half-off mattress sale. They'll push, shove, elbow their way in just for a chance at a game that nobody actually wins. And if you point out that the prize isn't worth the effort, they look at you like you've committed some kind of social crime. What do you mean money isn't everything? What do you mean the game is silly? That's blasphemy. That's like saying grandma's cooking tastes like wallpaper paste. See, they start you young with this stuff. When you're a kid, you're already training for the carnival. You get little piggy banks shaped like cartoon characters, and you're told to put your coins in there. Save for the future. Save for the future. You're 6 years old. What future? You can't even save a cookie for after dinner without eating half of it on the way back to the kitchen table. But there you are, feeding quarters to Porky the pig like you're paying rent. And then they turn it into a game. Who can save the most? Who's the responsible one? Who's good with money? Ooh. Suddenly, kids are comparing pocket change like it's the stock exchange, whispering at recess, "You know Tommy's up $3 this quarter." And then the real brainwash kicks in when you're a teenager. Oh yeah, the guidance counselors, the parents, the neighbors, they all start laying it on thick. You gotta think about your future, son. You gotta pick a career that'll set you up for success. Success, of course, meaning money. Nobody ever tells you to pick a career that'll make you happy. Nobody ever says, find something that makes you laugh every morning when you wake up. No, they tell you to pick something that'll make you money. Because apparently laughter doesn't pay the rent and happiness doesn't cover health insurance. You ever notice that? Smiles don't come with a copay, but nobody wants to cash those in. So you get shoved into this big funnel called education, which is really just an audition for the money game. You're not learning how to live, you're learning how to earn. You memorize algebra formulas you'll never use. You write essays on topics you'll never care about. And all of it's supposed to make you ready for the real world. What's the real world? The carnival. The cotton candy's stale. The rides are squeaky and the games are impossible to win. But hey, you got your degree. So now you can overpay for the admission ticket. And once you're in, oh boy, once you're in, the game never stops. They sell you the dream of the big prize money, and they dangle it just out of reach. It's always a little more. You never notice that? No matter how much money you get, it's never enough. If you're making 10 grand, you need 20. If you're making 50, you need 100. 100. You'll need 1 million. And the millionaires, they're sitting around saying, if I just had a few more millions, then I'd finally be comfortable. Comfortable? You've got a house so big it takes a map to find the bathroom and you're still not comfortable. You're lying awake at night wondering if the stock market hiccuped. That's not comfort. That's indigestion with numbers. But the illusion keeps working because they tie money to every other prize in life. You want love? Better have money. You want respect? Better have money. You want happiness? Well, that's gonna cost extra. They bundled it all together like some shady cable package. Get money now, and we'll throw in love, success, and peace of mind for no additional charge. And people buy it. They line up at the counter like, yes, I'll take the deluxe bundle, please. And don't skimp on the respect. I heard it's on sale this week. The funny thing is, even when people get the money, they're still chasing it. You ever see someone who just got a raise? They're already talking about the next one. Yeah, they gave me a 5% bump, but next year, if I hit my targets, I can get another 3. Another 3? What are you collecting stamps? You're living your whole life on the installment plan for happiness. Meanwhile, your hair's falling out, your back hurts, and you've got ulcers the size of donuts. But don't worry, you're moving up. Moving up to what? The heart attack ward? And the advertising, oh man, the advertising makes it worse. Every billboard, every commercial, every slogan is telling you that money is the secret key to unlock paradise. So buy this car, wear this suit, eat at this restaurant, and suddenly you'll be James Bond with a suntan. Nobody tells you you'll still be the same schmuck with mustard on your tie and a car payment that's strangling you. But they sell the illusion, and people buy it wholesale. They even put shiny numbers on the screen, like only $9.99 a month. $10, but they dress it up like it's a magic trick. Come on. That's not $10, that's $9.99. You're saving a penny. Congratulations, you're financially savvy now. And you ever notice how they even gamify the whole thing with points? Airline miles, reward cards, cashback. They know the money game is boring, so they turn it into a carnival game again. Collect points, redeem points, win prizes. You're not even playing for money anymore. You're playing for coupons. You've got grown adults bragging about their rewards like children with trading cards. I've got 50,000 miles. Really? Where are you going? I know where I'm saving them. Saving them for what? For when the airlines finally let you sit on the wing without paying extra? See, that's the real punchline. The illusion of the big prize is so powerful that people forget the whole thing is made up. The paper, the coins, the numbers on a screen, it's all imaginary. It's just agreed upon nonsense we've all decided to treat like a holy relic. And people will worship it, pray to it, sacrifice their time, their health, their relationships, all for the almighty dollar. And what do they get in return? More chasing, more spinning the wheel, more tossing the rings, more trying to win the stuffed animal that's already leaking sawdust. So when you really look at it, when you strip away the flashing lights, the carnival music, the barker with his megaphone, what do you see? A bunch of people running in circles, convinced that if they just run a little faster, jump a little higher, throw the ring a little straighter, they'll finally get the prize. And the funniest part, the part that makes the whole thing worth laughing at, is that the prize was never real to begin with. You ever notice how chasing money is like being stuck on a treadmill? Not the fancy gym treadmill with cup holders and buttons. No, the cheap one from a garage sale that squeaks and smells like basement mildew. That's the one they give you at birth. Congratulations, kid. Welcome to Earth. Hop on the treadmill, start running. And you run and you run and you sweat, and no matter how fast you go, you never get anywhere. But they keep dangling that carrot in front of you, telling you just a little more, you're almost there. And you believe it. Because what else are you gonna do? Jump off? That's against the rules, remember. The funniest thing about chasing money is that it always looks like it's right around the corner. Just a little more. That's the line. Every time, just a little more. If I could just make 10 more bucks an hour, I'd be comfortable. If I could just get that one promotion, I'd be happy. If I could just pay off this bill, I'd be free. But once you hit it, once you grab the carrot, it turns out it was plastic all along. Doesn't taste like anything. Doesn't fill you up, doesn't solve a damn thing. So what do? Replace it with another carrot, a shinier one, a bigger one, and now you're chasing again and again. And again. It never ends. People talk about making a living. Isn't that a funny phrase? I'm making a living. You're in a factory somewhere, hammering out tiny little chunks of existence on an assembly line. You get a lunch break, maybe some health insurance if you're lucky, and every 2 weeks they hand you a paycheck and say, here's your living, keep making more. And you don't even notice that your living is already spent before you made it. Rent, food, gas, bills, maybe a six-pack if you're feeling reckless. By the time you look at what's left, you realize you didn't make a living, you just rented one temporarily. And then there's the idea of financial goals. Oh, that's a good one. People love to brag about their financial goals. By 30, I'll have this much saved. By 40, I'll have this much invested. By 50, I'll retire. From what? Retire from running on the treadmill? You think the machine shuts off when you hit 50? No, the treadmill just speeds up. You've got retirement accounts, insurance policies, property taxes, prescriptions, and all of them want more money. The treadmill doesn't stop, it just upgrades. It goes from squeaky garage sale treadmill to top-of-the-line commercial model with a big red emergency stop button you'll never be allowed to press. You know what really makes me laugh? People think they're in control of the chase. They actually believe they're choosing the speed, choosing the path, choosing the finish line. I've got a 5-year plan. I'm in charge of my destiny. No, you're not. You're a rat in a maze, and the maze keeps moving. They rearrange the walls while you're running. You're chasing cheese that's on a remote control car. And even when you catch it, turns out it's vegan cheese. Doesn't even taste right. But you smile and nod because you've been told, this is success. Look at the way people chase promotions. That's the funniest chase of all. You're already working overtime. You're already exhausted. And what do they say? If you work a little harder, we'll give you a new title, a slightly bigger paycheck, and a desk that's 3 feet closer to the window. And people kill themselves chasing it. And when they finally get the promotion, they find out the new title comes with more work, more pressure, and the paycheck bump just covers the gas for all the extra hours they're driving. But they smile, shake hands, and say, this is progress. That's not progress. That's rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic and calling it a remodel. And the really absurd part, people chase money they don't even need. You ever talk to someone who's already comfortable, already has everything they could possibly use, and they're still chasing? Well, I need to grow my portfolio. I need to diversify. I need to maximize returns. Buddy, you've got 6 cars, 3 houses, and a boat you don't even use. What are you maximizing for? You can't eat a portfolio. You can't sleep in a return. But they keep chasing because that's what the treadmill teaches you. If you stop running, even for a second, you're a failure. So they run, sweating in Italian suits, choking on imported cigars, terrified someone else is running faster. And let's not forget the lottery. Oh man, the lottery is like the comedy finale of the chase. It's the shortcut, the fast track, the miracle escape hatch. People say, if I win the lottery, all my problems will be solved. Really? Have you met lottery winners? Half of them are broke again in 5 years. The other half are miserable with relatives pounding on the door like trick-or-treaters in July. The lottery isn't an escape from the chase. It's just a VIP pass to a different treadmill. A shinier treadmill, sure, maybe with a cup holder that fits a champagne flute. But it's still a treadmill. Dead is another chase. Dead is the treadmill's evil twin. You're not just chasing money, you're running to escape the money you already spent. And it's hilarious because the system makes sure you never catch up. Minimum payments, late fees, interest rates. They've got more tricks than a crooked magician. You think you're getting closer, but the balance never really shrinks. It's like bailing water out of a sinking boat with a thimble. And you brag when the number goes down like it's an accomplishment. Hey, I'm only 40,000 in the hole now. Congratulations, you're climbing out of quicksand 1 teaspoon at a time. And jobs keep the chase alive perfectly. Every paycheck is just enough to keep you coming back, but never enough to let you stop. It's like feeding a dog scraps from the table. Toss him a bone, keep him begging, never let him get full. And if you dare to ask for more, well, sorry, times are tough. Times are always tough, except for the guy who owns the table. For him, times are filet mignon. But you, times are a leftover chicken wing with half the meat chewed off. But you keep chasing, because what choice do you have? The treadmill doesn't come with an off switch. And you ever notice how people even chase money for their kids? That's the ultimate gag. Well, I want to leave something behind for my children. What? Trauma wasn't enough? Now you're leaving them dead in property taxes? The truth is, you can leave them love, wisdom, and maybe a box of old vinyl records, and they'd be fine. But no, people kill themselves chasing extra money so their kids can inherit the treadmill. Here you go, son. I ran for 60 years so you can start where I left off. Don't worry, the carrot's still dangling. You'll figure it out. And all of it, the chasing, the running, the sweating, the endless pursuit, boils down to one thing. Nobody ever stops to ask why. Why are we chasing? Why are we running? Why do we believe the carrot is real? People never stop long enough to notice the treadmill is plugged into their own fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of being left behind. Fear of looking like a loser. And fear is the best trainer there is. Fear makes you sprint harder than any coach, faster than any whistle. And the funniest part is the fear was planted there by the same people who built the treadmill. So the comedy of the chase isn't that people run? It's that they never stop running. They never notice that the finish line isn't there. They just keep chasing paycheck to paycheck, dollar to dollar until the machine spits them out, used up and worn down, still reaching for the carrot that was never real. That's the joke. The game of money is the only game you're signed up for before you're even born. You don't get a choice. Nobody sends you a form in the womb asking if you'd like to play. You just slide out into the light, somebody slaps you on the ass, and congratulations. You're now a contestant on the longest-running reality show in history. Who wants to be financially stable? Spoiler alert, nobody wins. But you're in the game whether you like it or not. That's the beauty of it. Babies don't come with instruction manuals, but they do come with bills. Right away. First day on Earth, you've already racked up a hospital tab. Imagine that. Your grand entrance into life comes with itemized charges. Your delivery fee, blanket fee, oxygen fee. What's next? A surcharge for crying too loud. And your parents, they're already broke by the time you arrive. They thought they were ready. They thought they saved up. But the system always has a way of reminding you that saving is just the art of feeling secure for a very short time. They bring you home, and right away it's cribs, diapers, formula, clothes you outgrow in 6 minutes. You're like a little debt generator with cute cheeks. And before you can even walk, you've been signed up for the money game. You're a new player, and you don't even know it. You're drooling on yourself, and somewhere there's a bank statement with your name on it. The starting line is a scam too, because everyone starts in a different place. Some kids are born into money, and others are born into chasing it. Some kids get gold-plated pacifiers, and others are lucky if they get a pacifier at all. But the rules say you're all equal. Sure. Equal, if equal means one kid gets to start the race on a horse while another is barefoot on gravel. Equal in theory, not in practice. It's like having a sack race where some people have designer sacks and others just get paper bags with holes in them. Technically, it's the same game, but we all know how that's going to turn out. Then comes childhood, the training ground for the money race. You think you're just learning the alphabet, but really you're being groomed to follow orders and play the game. Sit still. Raise your hand, wait your turn. That's not education, that's orientation for the rat race. They don't teach you how to manage money, no, that would ruin the fun. Instead, they teach you how to memorize state capitals and play the recorder. Because nothing prepares you for adulthood like being able to squeak out a hot cross bunsy on a plastic flute. Meanwhile, the real lessons are hiding in the background. Lunch money, allowance, birthday checks from grandma, those are your first tastes of currency. And once you've had a taste, you're hooked. You figure out early that if you've got a few bucks, you've got options. You can buy candy, you can buy toys, you can bribe your little brother to shut up. That's when you realize money isn't just paper, it's power. And from that moment on, you're in the chase. Teen years, oh, that's when the fun really starts. That's when you realize you need money for everything. You want to go to the movies? Money. You want new shoes? Money. You want a burger with your friends? Money. And since you're too young for a real job, you're stuck with the scraps. Mowing lawns, babysitting, flipping burgers at a fast food joint that smells like grease and broken dreams. That's your initiation. That's your baptism into the working world. You're not earning money, you're earning the right to complain about how little money you make. And every adult pats you on the head and says, "This will teach you responsibility." No, it teaches you resentment. It teaches you that your time is worth about $3 an hour and that you'd better get used to trading chunks of your life for scraps of paper. And then the big leagues, adulthood. The full membership, bills, rent, insurance, taxes. You thought life was expensive as a kid. Wait until you've got your own name on the envelope. Suddenly, money isn't just a way to buy candy or sneakers. It's the difference between eating and not eating, between having heat in the winter or huddling under blankets, between driving a car or praying the bus shows up on time. And the kicker is, just when you finally start making some real money, the expenses multiply faster than rabbits on caffeine. You get a raise, you feel good, and then, bam, the car breaks down. The rent goes up, the dentist wants to poke around in your mouth for $1,000. It's like the universe knows when you're ahead and decides to slap you back down. You never really win. You just temporarily stop losing. And if you're really ambitious, if you're one of those overachievers, you chase the American dream. The house, the car, the family, the dog with the stupid little sweater. But that dream is just the deluxe version of the treadmill. You get the mortgage, you get the loan, you get the credit cards, and now you're working not just for survival, but for debt. And debt is the funniest invention of all. They figured out how to make you pay for things you don't even own yet. That's genius. Imagine if you could eat a pizza and then spend the next 20 years paying for each slice with interest. That's the credit system. You don't own the house, the bank owns it. You don't own the car, the finance company owns it. You're not free, you're just renting your life from people you'll never meet. And don't forget about status. Because money isn't just about survival, it's about showing off. People love to show off what they've got, even when they don't really have it. That's why you see people in neighborhoods where the paint is peeling off the houses, but there's a brand new luxury car parked out front. Priorities. Who needs a roof when you've got leather seats and cup holders? That's the logic of the money game. It's not about what you have, it's about what people think you have. And if that means maxing out your credit cards to buy sneakers with someone else's name on them, so be it. Nothing screams financial stability like being broke in style. And the funniest part is nobody ever questions why we're all playing. You wake up, you work, you pay, you repeat, you repeat. It's the rhythm of life. And if you ask why, people look at you like you've just insulted their grandmother. What do you mean why? That's just the way it is. That's not an explanation. That's a confession. That's admitting the system has brainwashed us so completely that we can't even imagine life outside the chase. It's like being in a cult where everyone worships green paper. And if you say, hey, maybe this doesn't make sense, they tell you to shut up and get a job. Even funnier, the game never ends. You never cross the finish line. You just keep running until you drop. Retirement? That's the myth they dangle in front of you like a carrot on a stick. Work for 40 years, save up, and one day you'll finally get to relax. But by the time you reach that point, you're too old to do anything but nap and complain about the neighbors. You don't retire to enjoy life, you retire to slowly wither away while watching daytime TV. That's the prize at the end of the marathon. A recliner, some soup, and a stack of medical bills. Congratulations, you've won! So the real joke of the money game is that the starting line isn't just the beginning, it's the trap. Once you're in, you can't get out. You can quit a job, you can sell your house, you can move to a cave in the mountains, but as long as you're in the world, you're paying. Paying rent, paying taxes, paying fees. Breathing probably has a surcharge coming soon. And everyone plays along because everyone believes there's no alternative. The game is life, and life is the game. And once you see it, once you really understand that you've been running on a treadmill that goes nowhere, you either laugh at the absurdity or cry at the hopelessness. And laughing is a hell of a lot more fun, because that's the starting line, folks. You're born into it, shoved into it, tricked into it, and by the time you realize what's happening, you're already miles into the race with no exit ramp. No big secret? There's no finish line. Just more running, more chasing, more paying. That's the real joke. The funniest thing about this whole game, the grand finale of the big chase for money, is that nobody actually wins. Oh, sure, they tell you somebody wins. They put those success stories on TV, the shiny people in their shiny houses with their shiny smiles, holding up their shiny checks like they just discovered the secret to life. But that's just the highlight reel. That's the brochure for the amusement park. They never show you the part where even those people are still worrying, still scheming, still chasing. Because the punchline is, even when you win, you don't win. Let's start with the rich. You'd think if anybody wanted to be them, right? They've got the money, they've got the toys, they've got the yachts so big you need GPS just to find the bathroom. If winning was possible, surely it would look like that. But you ever meet rich people? They're not happy, they're not relaxed. They're not sipping margaritas under palm trees, humming show tunes with a smile. No, they're stressed, they're paranoid. They've got ulcers that could be used as swimming pools. Because once you've got the money, you've got to keep it. And keeping it is harder than getting it. They're terrified of losing, terrified of slipping, terrified that someone else is making more. That's not winning, that's just higher stakes losing. And rich people invent new problems for themselves. That's the best part. They run out of regular problems, so they create exotic ones. Oh, my third summer home doesn't get enough morning light. The wine cellar is 2 degrees off perfect. My private jet doesn't have Wi-Fi over the Pacific. These are not problems, these are punchlines. But they stress over them like their life depends on it. Because in the money game, even the winners don't win. They just get a bigger treadmill with better scenery. Then you've got the poor. They're told right from the start that they can win if they just play hard enough. Follow the rules, keep grinding. But the poor never win because the game isn't designed for them to win. It's designed to keep them playing. Work harder, longer hours, take more jobs, save every penny. Maybe you'll make it. But the finish line always moves. The rent goes up, the bills pile in, and suddenly that promotion doesn't mean a damn thing. It's like running up a down escalator while carrying groceries. You're sweating, you're exhausted, and you're still not at the top. And they blame themselves. That's the cruelest trick of the money game. People who can't win think it's their fault. They're told you didn't work hard enough, you didn't save enough, you didn't hustle enough. As if there's some magic combination of sweat and sleepless nights that unlocks the jackpot. But the truth is, the machine was never built to let them win. And then there's the middle. The middle is the funniest of all. The middle class is like the audience of the game show. They clap, they cheer, they nod their heads, and they really believe somebody up there is winning. And they think maybe, just maybe, if they keep playing long enough, they'll be next. But the middle doesn't win either. The middle just juggles. Juggles bills, juggles mortgages, juggles credit cards. They're the circus act of money game. They've got just enough to feel like they're in the race, but not enough to ever reach the finish line. They're chasing comfort, but comfort keeps getting redefined. Comfort used to be a roof and a full fridge. Now it's a 2-car garage, a kitchen island, and a flat screen in every room. The target keeps moving, and the middle keeps chasing. That's not winning. That's running in circles with a credit score. And the whole society's in on the joke. They tell you winning is possible. They sell you winning like it's a product on a shelf. Commercials show you smiling couples with matching sweaters, eating gourmet meals in spotless kitchens. I'll buy this, finance this, invest in this, and you'll be like them. But you never will, because even they aren't like them. That's an actor. That's a rented kitchen. That's a commercial shot on a Tuesday afternoon with a fake family. The illusion of winning is the product, and people keep buying it. And the system loves this setup. They don't need winners, they just need players. They need you to keep buying tickets, keep feeding quarters into the slot machine, keep believing the jackpot is right around the corner. And the funniest part, people defend the system. People will argue with you if you point out the joke. Hey, if I just work harder, I'll make it. If I just save more, I'll get there. They're like gamblers who keep losing and say, don't worry, my luck's about to change. Buddy, the casino doesn't care about your luck. The casino only cares that you keep sitting at the table. And when people do get a taste of winning, even for a second, they realize it doesn't solve anything. They get the new car, the new house, the fat bonus. And then what? 2 weeks later, it's normal. The car is just another payment. The house needs repairs. The bonus is gone. The treadmill resets. The carrot dangles again and you're back to running. The victory lap lasts about as long as a chewing gum flavor. And then you're hungry again, chasing again, desperate again. Winning is just the brief pause before the next chase. Even the concept of retirement, the so-called finish line, is a scam. They tell you to work for 40 years, save up, invest wisely, and then one day you'll finally get to relax. But by the time people hit that point, they're too old, too tired, too broken down to enjoy it. You don't see 70-year-olds bungee jumping and drinking pina coladas on the beach. You see them comparing pill organizers and fighting with the TV remote. And half the time, they can't even afford to stop working anyway. The finish line isn't a ribbon, it's a moving target. By the time you get close, it's already been pushed further back. And if that's winning, I'd hate to see losing. And here's the kicker. Money itself isn't even real. It's paper, it's numbers on a screen, it's imaginary. The whole game is based on an illusion. People spend their lives chasing numbers that don't exist outside of a computer server. You can't eat them, you can't wear them, you can't hug them. They're not real. But people treat them like they're holy relics, like they're the key to life itself, and that's the final gag. You spend your whole life running after something that doesn't even exist in the way you think it does. And when you finally figure it out, it's too late. The treadmill stops, the lights go out, and you realize the prize was just a joke. So the punchline of the money game, the real joke hiding underneath all the flashing lights and all the fake smiles, is simple. Nobody wins. Not the rich, not the poor, not the middle, nobody. The only winner is the game itself. That's the joke.